Sports Box Office and sponsored by Dufferbed, Lonsdale and StubHub, and sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. The steward in charge is Mick Collier. The three judges scoring this fight at ringside are Michael Alexander from Doncaster, Steve Gray from Fleetwood, and Dave Paris from Leeds. A referee comes to us from Doncaster. Please welcome Howard Foster. Introducing to first, the fighter on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and white, weighing 11 stone 5 pounds 1 ounce. From 20 fights, he has 16 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 bad even, including 6 KO victories. He's the former English middleweight champion. He hails from Trowbridge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nick Blackwell. And introducing his opponent on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red and blue, weighing 11 stone 5 pounds 3 ounces. His record stands at 21 fights, 20 victories, and 1 defeat, including 12 KO victories. He's the former WBO Intercontinental Champion, and he fights out of Islington. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Gorilla, John Ryder.
So fellas, spoke to you both in the dressing room. We both know I expect. Keep it clean, break straight away when told. Both of you watch your heads in close. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
Howard Foster, who was in Boston, judging the James DeGale Andre Durrell fight last week. Back he is. This time it's the venerable middleweight championship of Great Britain on the line.
Second down, first round.
Illustrious holders down the years include Ted Kid Lewis, Randolph Turpin, Terry Downs, Bunny Sterling, Kevin Finnegan, Alan Minter, Tony Sibson. Some really, really top names. Second attempt for North London's John Ryder. Third for Nick Blackwell. And plenty of eagerness from the pair to get their hands on this treasured Lonsdale belt. Some are saying, Paulie, this will be fight of the night.
Evenly matched on paper, and we'll see how it all ends up opening up.
The blue trunks of Blackwell, not as technically gifted as Ryder, but he's in your face. He relies on volume and pressure, and Gary Lockett has tried to turn him around. He hasn't had a lot of weeks with him yet, but they're happy their partnership. Ryder trying to plant shots in early. Just to remind Blackwell, he carries power, and he's a very competent southpaw.
One thing Blackwell's doing, he's starting to try to establish the jab. He's throwing a lot of jabs, but all at the same speed. He's been very busy with it, but you're going to start to see Ryder start to time that if he doesn't mix up the rhythm with a couple of feints in there. Same speed and same kind of jab constantly.
A movement from Ryder. Is he the more intelligent ring boxer? How will this unfold?
Ryder looks the more relaxed of the two so far. Body language, when looking at the body language.
Good right hand as well from John Ryder. Right back from Blackwell, who's not a dynamite puncher. And both have defeats, close defeats on their record to Billy Joe Saunders, the excellent southpaw. It really is a good division. The middleweight boys, both in Britain and around the world at the moment. Bit of damage already for Blackwell. Face puffing up and right eye as well.
Right eye's cut. It might have been that uppercut on the inside a few moments ago by Ryder that did that damage.
It's smooth and controlled already from John Ryder, but real concentration too. That's been one of the criticisms of John in the past, that he's been lackluster in fights. He says it's because he's not really had the challenges. He did against Billy Joe Saunders, and it was close. Since then, he's just cruised a bit through his last professional year. Maybe this is the night that it's all going to come together. And blood from the nose of Blackwell. Not been a good start for the Wiltshire fighter. Very positive from Ryder, Paulie.
Yeah, in the first round, he's just showing a couple more dimensions than has Blackwell. You know, he's changing the look, changing the angles, leading with different punches. And Blackwell's a bit confused. He's going to have to regroup him back in the corner.
That's a really good beginning this for John Ryder, and they've already got work in that corner.
So there's the professor.
With the first jab come with the second one, right?
Well, they're really getting to work in that Blackwell corner on the nose, and the cut not in a good place. Paulie, what a terrible start for Blackwell.
Yeah, bad place to get cut, and there you saw that replay of that left uppercut. You saw Ryder first come in with that right-hand jab, and it was almost a throwaway punch, a bait punch. He got Blackwell to react to it and dip down, and then he set him up for the uppercut.
White boots and red trunks of John Ryder, calls himself the gorilla from Islington in his 22nd professional outing, already looking for that uppercut again early in the second. The 21st fight for Nick Blackwell, who's lost 3 times, Ryder just the once to Billy Joe Saunders. Blackwell needs to get a foothold in this, and fairly quickly, because his style, Paulie, all about pressure and about work rate, and if he's allowing Ryder to get in a rhythm, he's going to come into more problems.
Absolutely, that jab, he's got to mix that jab with finding the correct angle with his legs as well. He's throwing that jab, and you see right there, he's not using his legs to change the angle, and Ryder able to counter.
A good burst again from John Ryder, who looks so confident, working the body as well. It's a really encouraging start, this, from Ryder. He's switched on tonight.
And that went back to what I said in the first round. If Blackwell didn't start changing up the jab a little bit, changing up the rhythm, Ryder was going to end up using it against him and end up timing it and start to counter off it, and that's what he did in that last exchange.
Jabs looking strong from Ryder. Movement good. And Blackwell's jab falling short. And however good he feels in training with Gary Lockett, they haven't had that long together. The move, maybe more time. He could be just a little confused between styles of how to approach this.
Yeah, sometimes a change of trainers, you need a little bit of time to gel together and mesh that style.
And Gary admitted that at the weigh-in. He said, I think it's going to be great, but it's not been ideal. I would have liked a few more months with Nick Blackwell, but this is the opportunity.
You see what Blackwell's doing, he's jabbing, but he's standing right in front of Ryder. So whether he lands or misses, he's in the trajectory for Ryder's comeback assault, the counter. You see right there, Blackwell's standing right there. He's gonna throw a jab maybe. Okay, there he's moving, but see when he throws, see he's jabbed and he doesn't move. So he's standing there for Ryder to figure out the angles and return fire easily.
And Ryder finds the body shot.
See, there it is again. You see right there, he's standing right there off the jab. So it's easy for Ryder to start getting the timing of it. A lot of times when you're jabbing, you want to change the angle, maybe use it over to step over, use that jab to step you around, step you over, and then come back with a follow-up. But he's not doing that.
So much about control of range and distance, isn't it, Paulie?
Absolutely. And sometimes that's the whole fight is about that at times.
Better from Blackwell, combination. But again, just allowing Ryder to box and just begin to get into a rhythm with that jab. That's really nice from John Ryder, mixing it up. And a left hand as well. A couple of the best rounds we've seen from John Ryder in recent times.
Very creative is Ryder.
888 Sport.
With Dave Ryan winning the fight against John Wayne Hibbert. And then Scotty Cardle coming out best against Craig Evans. And here, John Ryder with a fabulous start to his challenge for the British middleweight title. Nick Blackwell's challenge, well, he's got work to do. 2 rounds against him, and no doubt about that. And cut and bothered.
Yeah, he's going to have to make some adjustments in the fight to try to change the momentum of the way this thing is going right now for him.
But he's got character, Blackwell.
Yeah, still coming forward, still trying to make the fight. Look at just the subtle things Ryder does. He changes the look, he changes his level, he stands up, he gets down low, he changes where his glove positioning is, and he fires off different shots, like right there.
Yeah, lovely work from Ryder.
Sneaky right hook in there, too.
And he relaxes his shoulders, doesn't he? Boxing comfortably and at ease. He's at home in a ring.
Absolutely, and for his style, that's what he needs to do. If he's not relaxed, he's not going to be able to be effective. Obviously, most fighters are, but especially with a guy with the creativity of John Ryder.
And is Blackwell a bit tense in the shoulders, just can't really deliver the punches, and then Gain walks into a right hand and an uppercut. This is tip-top stuff from John Ryder. Now we are seeing what he's all about.
And that's the problem. Blackwell is tight, but the fact that he's getting hit and the fact that he can't find his range, he's missing everything and getting countered, it's only going to make him more tense and more tight. So he's got to work on trying to relax a little bit.
We saw him stop Billy Godoy, Theophilus Tete, John Ryder. Well, he looked good, and then he just got lazy, and then he came on again, and the crowd were a bit muted. But if he can keep this going, well, it's the sort of display that can propel him really into this deep middleweight scene. Blackwell tries to get back with a right hand. Good shot, says Gary Lockett from the corner. That's what he's got to do. Try and close the distance. Back Ryder up.
Yeah, exactly. Make Ryder uncomfortable somehow, some way.
Easier said than done.
Absolutely, easier said than done, because this John Ryder is a very, very talented guy, and he knows it, and he's very creative with his offense and his defense.
You're impressed this early about Ryder?
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I mean, he transitions defense to offense, offense to defense, knows how to use his legs, change the angles. He's as good as he wants to be.
Maybe that's always been one of the issues with John Ryder, that he has found it easy. Good right hand to the body, and Blackwell tries to walk through it.
Well, you see what he did? He threw a setup left hand first. He kind of used that left hand to cock his hips the other way so that the right hook would have more effect on it. Again, he throws those soft punches, the throwaway punches. He mixes them with the hard punches. Knows how to use some punches, set traps. I see right there, that left hand had nothing on it. It was a trap shot. See, he's just trying to see the reactions of Blackwell. Then when he gets the reaction he wants, he throws the harder shots.
Very, very clever.
Thinking man's boxer.
Yeah, nice body shot again. It's all John Ryder, and boy, he looks good tonight. His camp, but Ryder, but he's thriving on this, isn't he?
Absolutely. Having himself a good night so far.
Fourth round, what can Nick Blackwell from Trowbridge do to halt the Ryder dominance? The blue trunks of the 24-year-old, still young, looking for his 17th win. Can he become a British champion?
Good right hand. Blackwell in there, nice right hand there. And we need more of that from him if the momentum's going to change.
Can he rough Ryder up?
I was just going to say that, actually, Adam. Funny, you took the words out of my mouth. I say, you know, something's got to happen to make Ryder uncomfortable. He's not doing it by landing enough solid punches, so maybe just make it a bit more physical fight. If you can trap Ryder against the ropes and be a little bit rough, maybe, dare I say, dirty, you know, just to maybe break the concentration of John Ryder.
But he's got to watch these counters. Good body shot again from Ryder, really targeting that area to slow Blackwell down.
And I like how Ryder, when he gets in close, makes himself a very small target, makes himself just compact, and there's nothing much to hit in there, and then he explodes out with his own offense.
I'm sure Gary Lockett doesn't want Nick Blackwell to be backing off. He's got to come forward. Well, there's the cuffing shots and a right hand. Trying to get Ryder onto the ropes, and Ryder getting off.
See, Ryder gets underneath here, and then he's the one with the work. He's the one able to do the work. If you don't have enough space for your own work, push Ryder's head down. That's what I mean about little subtle things, maybe to be dirty. He gets underneath.
Sorry to interrupt. There's a cut, though, for John Ryder.
Wow, yeah, interesting.
Blood from the nose, and I think the eye as well. We'll get a closer look at it, and it looks nasty. He's dabbing away. Well, can that spur Nick Blackwell on? Because something has gone wrong for John Ryder when everything was going so right.
Well, maybe we'll get a replay to see if it was a punch or if it was something else.
More work for those busy cutsmen tonight. Blood from the nose of Blackwell. And
a good attempt at a counter right hand there. And that's what I mean. You need Blackwell to start thinking a little bit. And you can see he is at least attempting to.
He's trying to move. He's trying to get around. Ryder inside with an uppercut. Good right hand from Blackwell. This is better. Just to start to use his physical strength. That's what he's got to do, Blackwell. And the jab finally getting home.
Let's go, come on.
All about the comfort zone, isn't it, of John Ryder?
Absolutely, and if Blackwell can push the pace a little bit, he can make Ryder just a bit more uncomfortable. Tell you, from having watched the first few rounds, Ryder obviously likes a very pretty fight. Blackwell, the less pretty the fight is, the more effective he's going to be, because Ryder likes to have his time, likes to have a pretty fight, likes to get into his rhythm. So anything Blackwell can do to make this fight not so pretty may be effective for him.
Certainly better from Blackwell, and a problem with that eye for Ryder.
My hand is here. Just got a little nick underneath your eye, yeah? You all right? John, don't make anything. Be smart, yeah? Don't fight his fight, yeah? Right? You've got to cut the right hand as on you there. Yeah? From a punch, stomach. Right. You've got to cut the right hand off on you there, yeah? Don't let him get him off. Be smart, slipping and sliding. Come on. Yeah? Let him get your slippy shots, get your shots off and then move around. Yeah? Don't let him, be smart. Use your jab as well. Yeah? Coming up to the bottom.
And see the replay here of one of the exchanges up in the corner. Right there, I want to know if right there is where, when Ryder dipped his head, if he ran into a forearm. You see later in the round, good right hand there by Blackwell. And you see a much better round by Blackwell that round, because he just didn't accept the fact that Ryder was more talented. He went out there, took it to him, and made the fight as physical, made the fight as physical and as high pace as he could in that round.
This the 5th round when a very young Nick Blackwell came unstuck against the unbeaten at the time Martin Murray in Wigan, the 5th for the vacant British title. He admits he took it too soon, he took the chance, and Murray was too big, too strong, too good for him. Ryder looked that way for the first 3, but Blackwell had some success in the 4th. This is better again though from Ryder. Combination punching, angles, just more variety.
Yeah, a bit more creative, but again, I like the body language of Blackwell, and that he's not taking no for an answer. He's continuing to try, he's continuing to give it an effort. And now there's something to think about, because Ryder, with that cut, I don't know how much time he wants to spend on the inside trying to get too creative and too cute.
Rough and tough is what Blackwell wants. He thrives on it. He's a fitness freak who does absolutely everything and more. Gary Lockett says that one or two of the guys in the gym, they stop at a certain point. Nick Blackwell just jumps over hoops to do more.
And that's the guy that wants to be the best. That's the guy who's obviously shows the tenacity and hunger even in the gym, lives the life.
And that's why this was so intriguing beforehand. Good right hand from Blackwell, because the smoothness of Ryder.
He's managed to get into a groove with a couple of good counter right hands this past round and a half.
Just more concerned now, John Ryder, with the eye damage. And it's becoming more interesting, and there's a different look about Nick Blackwell now as he tries to get hold of the middle of the ring and push Ryder back.
Yeah, there's more exchanges in these couple of rounds, there's more fighting in these couple of rounds. And not that Ryder's getting the worst of all of them, but at the same time, he's better off trying to control the pace a little bit better. This pace favors Blackwell.
Ryder's had a good sparring out in Texas, where he was with stablemate Ricky Burns, and Jamie McDonnell, of course, over there with that tremendous win. So he's travelled, John, to prepare for this, but Nick's prepared very, very hard himself. Just a bit of a breath there, a gulp of air from John Ryder.
Yeah, and I like that Blackwell cut him off there. He didn't let him get back to the
body shot
ring.
too, Paulie. Just seemed to momentarily trouble Ryder.
Yeah, and I like the way that Blackwell was cutting off the ring. Ryder wanted to take a gulp of air, he wanted to take a walk, but Blackwell cut him off and forced the action, and he was able to surprise him with a body shot.
Blackwell wants it at this pace. He wants it up close. He wants it physical.
Yeah, and this kind of pressure is not only physical, but it's also mental, because a guy like Ryder wants to be able to get to rest when he wants to.
Still a good body shot at the end from Ryder, who's got the skills, but Blackwell with the tenacity.
The Budweiser Dream Goal winner has...
Left hand, kick it there. Yeah? Yeah.
See some of the creative combinations there by John Ryder, is mixing in, doubling up his uppercuts and with both hands and whatnot. There is an example of how he closes range, but Blackwell not to be undone, keeping the effort there. See Ryder wanting to take a walk. That was the instant where Blackwell cut him off and got him with that body shot. We just missed it.
Here's the 6, the red trunks of John Ryder. Boxing his 112th round of his professional career. For Nick Blackwell, his 133rd. Not a lot between them. Different sort of experiences though. Blackwell's been pitched in a bit harder, but Ryder has flowed more through his career. It's a bit of like what's happening tonight. First 3 rounds, all Ryder. Closer 4th, 5th, Blackwell. But back comes Ryder with good body shots here.
So I like Ryder, what he's doing in there, but at the same time, you start to question, does he want to be at that close of a range all the time? Because that's what Blackwell needs.
If Ryder can box in a rhythm and get close up and deliver strong punches and fight on the inside, he's going to become a really good all-round fighter, isn't he?
Absolutely. It's just a matter of the decision-making, the times to be on the inside and the times to be back on the outside. See, as you can see in there, he's a good inside fighter when he needs to be, but it's not always good to fight in the inside the whole time because you're going to create damage for yourself as well. You're going to get hit back. You're in the pocket.
And has he got to make a real dent in Blackwell, who's going to keep coming at him? And that's a right hand. He picked that really well, very nicely, Blackwell.
Yeah, around the guard.
There's a smile there through the gum shield, as if to say, okay, you might have won the first few, but I'm coming back at you now. And I'm quite happy in there. So much credit to this 24-year-old Nick Blackwell, who's had the defeats, but he's just bit down on his gum shield, not only in this fight, but all through the last couple of years, really.
Yeah, and it shows a lot of character, both as a man and as a fighter.
Yeah, went over to box Max Bursic and just about lost over seas. And a draw with Sergei Kamitsky as well in Monte Carlo. He doesn't mind getting the gloves on, traveling.
So he's been Ryder's bringing the pressure this round, though.
Yep, Ryder compact. Blackwell the odd single shot, but still Ryder's combinations too. And blood from the nose of Blackwell might interfere with his breathing, and that might be detrimental down the stretch for him, because that's where he'll hope to come on strong. Body shots from Ryder. He's been good again, hasn't he, John Ryder?
Yeah, and he seems to like being on the inside. As smooth and as much as he flows on the outside, he likes to work his way inside so he can get to work to the body.
Yeah, a little bit of success there for Blackwell, who's still in it, but Ryder in front. Let's see how Ed and Glenn are seeing it.
Well, Glenn, first of all, how are you scoring it?
I'm scoring it with Ryder 2-up. I think he started better, then just slipped away a little bit. Now he's in control in the fight, so I think he started very good. He looked as if he was really going to get to Blackwell and really going to force the fight, but then all of a sudden he just lost a little bit when he got cut on the ropes and allowed Blackwell back into the fight a bit. But now he's taking control again. He's an improved John Ryder. It's been a good start, but Nick Blackwell is always in there and he's trying really hard, isn't he? He's strong, he wants it, he's game, and he's going at it.
That's right, Blackwell's so dogged and determined, Adam.
Here's Nick Blackwell. Courage, bucket loads of it. Physical shape, fantastic. And mentally, he's going to give it absolutely everything, but will it be enough? Is he cute enough to do it? Second half of this fight at the moment, Ryder just bossing it a bit, as well as out-slicking and outclassing Nick Blackwell at times. And he's on the front foot as well, trying to drive some of these punches home, looking for the uppercut too. He has not switched off at all tonight, John Ryder. That's a really good sign. Blackwell won't allow him to.
It's been Ryder who's been trying to force the pace and coming forward most of the night. As talented as he is, he wants to be inside as well. And that can be good, it can be exciting, but at the same time, it can be dangerous, because he was cut probably from being on the inside too long.
He's got 12 knockouts on the record, John Ryder. Nick Blackwell only 6. Do you think he feels that at some point he will be able to march him down? Because not many people have done it to Blackwell.
Well, it's possible he wants to get in his head, and a lot of times that mental pressure will create a knockout, but sometimes you're just walking into punches if you don't be careful the way you come in. Ryder's very creative the way he enters, but at times he's taking shots he didn't need to because he's too aggressive in coming inside.
Keep it clean, don't hold, says Howard Foster, who hasn't really had to get involved at all. These two working it out, the orthodox. Blackwell, the southpaw rider.
See, Ryder's talented enough right here to control it right at this range. He doesn't always have to be chest to chest. Right at this range, Ryder is talented enough to control it if he wants to. But a lot of times he wants to work his way to the inside.
More blood pours from the nose of Nick Blackwell as he eats up another jab. Comes back with a couple himself.
That's the thing. Blackwell has less options. Blackwell needs to be inside in there close to land shots like that.
He's landed that right hand 2 or 3 times, hasn't he? Just made Ryder stop.
Yeah, it's a bit of a surprising shot. A lot of times southpaws are used to the straight right hand coming at them. Blackwell throws it around.
Who do you think's paced themselves better?
You know, I don't know. The fight in spots has been at a heavy pace, and at times it's slowed down. You know, the thing about it is this. Blackwell needs a faster pace. I don't know if he's in shape enough to do it or if that blood is going to affect him, but he needs it because he's got only one method of making Ryder uncomfortable. Ryder, like I said, can fight at...
Oh, nice shots there from Blackwell. Big punches, and Ryder's in trouble. He's got a hold here. 30 seconds left in the 7th, and it's the biggest crisis of John Ryder's career here. And Howard Foster stopped it, and he stopped it. Can you believe it?
No.
Oh, it's another strange one here. Howard Foster, who stopped Carl Froch's first fight with George Groves, and most people felt that premature.
These guys work way too hard in the gym for that kind of stoppage. No doubt John Ryder was hurt. There's no doubt about it. But he was also winning the fight. He was also on his feet, and there was not a lot of time left in the round. Now that Howard Foster knows how much time's left in the round, but I think it was premature.
Nick Blackwell becomes the British middleweight champion. First of all, let's take our hats off to him because he had to suck it up in the first 3, 4, 5 rounds, and he is absolutely delighted at the 3rd attempt. He's made it, Nick Blackwell, as British champion. Ryder hurt badly, real crisis. Howard Foster stops it, and people are going to ask, was it premature?
You know, I think it was premature. You know, at this stage, so much is on the line.
Just looking behind me at people. Catching Glenn McCrory's eye, he thinks it was okay, the stoppage. I think we've got to look back at it on tape. It certainly felt to the naked eye as though Ryder maybe could have carried on.
You know, listen, one thing Ryder should have done, he probably should have started holding. Let's see again here. I remember Ryder waving Blackwell on. If you're waving your guy on, you're hurt, but you're cognizant to an extent. Let's see, he takes a good shot here. He takes the follow-up left hook. I mean, I think nobody's doubting that he got hurt. I want to see the reaction right afterwards. See, here it is right there. And again, too much on the inside, and that's what I mean about it. He's a good inside fighter, but does he need to be on the inside so much when he's got the talent to keep the fight on the outside at times? There it is right there. Shot that hurt him.
Legs went there. He came back.
Now he's trying to get inside to smother a hold, and Blackwell won't let him. Nice job by Blackwell there to keep his hands moving.
There were many unanswered punches, but he came back there, Ryder.
And the problem with Ryder is he's fighting instead of trying to hold here. A lot of that wasn't landing clean either. It's just I don't know. This is boxing. And he's arguing the play. This is boxing. This isn't another sport. Like, guys are going to get hit. There's going to be times where guys get hurt. You got to give a guy a chance to recover at least.
Trainer Tony Sims didn't seem to complain as well. Ryder was well ahead on the cards, and it all went wrong in a flash. Howard Foster really looking closely there.
Watch how much is landing and how much is missing. Some of it are landing, some of it that wasn't clean. That's missed. Ryder also reacted in terms he dipped his legs to try to get inside. Like, you know, if you're taking clean shots, you probably stop the fight right there. But clearly Ryder's hurt, but he's not all those shots are landing, and the ones that were landing weren't landing cleanly once he was trying to get away.
Nick Blackwell in tears. Congratulations to him and Mick Hennessy and Gary Lockett and the team. They've won the British title, and they're going to have the great night, and John Ryder's got to rebuild.
Absolutely. And he earned it. A lot of character showing on his end. You know, we're criticizing the stoppage, but let's give credit to Blackwell as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time of 2 minutes and 36 seconds into the round number 7 when our referee in charge, Howard Foster, steps in and stops the contest. Therefore, your winner and the new British middleweight champion, Nick Blackwell.
Nick Blackwell, British champion, at the third attempt. A hug for poor John Ryder, who looked really good at times, but just unravelled. And it was stopped by Howard Foster. That was his decision. You have to respect the referee's decision. People can debate, but Blackwell is champion, and Ryder has his second defeat.
And credit to the character Blackwell had to show, because he was clearly not as talented as Ryder.
The Lonsdale belt, what that will mean to Nick Blackwell. Meanwhile, it just goes on and on. Better and better here at the O2. There's the big man. AJ is in the house. Anthony Joshua